Time to go to the range today. It was at double action, and it was time for me to shoot something old and then switch to something new. But I didn't know about the new until later on. I took down with me to the range today my 1924 Lefever double barrel shotgun in 12 gauge. This gun belonged to my grandfather, and still in pretty good shape. Found some Federal low brass. Didn't want to have too much power into it, but taking it easy on the old girl. But it wasn't taking it easy on my shoulder because it still kicked like a mule. But it did pretty good. I wasn't shooting very far, only about 10 yards. And you'll see some of that target later. But it was quite a lot of fun. It's nice and heavy, well built. The bluing is well worn because this gun has seen a lot of hunting action out on the farm. It was his #1 weapon for taking out the dreaded groundhogs that infiltrated his farm. I'll take a couple more shots here. Oh yeah. Like the power. And it does a great job. Two more. Let's just do 2 more shots. Ooh, I think that's about all my shoulder can take for today. Let's show what that looked like on the target. It's 9-shot, bird shot, and it moves that paper target pretty well. Kind of hard to see where you're shooting with the shotgun because the wad puts holes all over the place. But I think it was shooting exactly where I was aiming at it. So I'm happy with it. It has a double trigger, so you got to get used to remembering which trigger you pulled and which one you're going to pull next. I usually start out with the further front one and then move to the back one. I remember shooting it once when I was young, and I was dared by my grandfather to shoot both barrels at the same time. Yeah, that kind of knocked me on my butt. But I did it. That's something about a 12 gauge. It puts a hurting on the target. You're not going to be able to shoot 50 rounds at a paper target with a 12 gauge shotgun. Let's take a little close-up look at what this 12 gauge has done to that poor little paper target. Oh yeah. And now for the new. Boy, this was just like Christmas time. I was sitting there after I had fired the shotgun, and James, one of the range officers, since it had slowed down a little bit, came over and asked me if I wanted to try his Tavor 9mm. And I said, whoa, yeah, that's not a problem. I want to try that. I was so excited. Here's Pete showing you what it looked like. And I couldn't get shots, a video, I should say, of me actually firing the weapon because it wasn't my gun and I wasn't set up for it. And but Pete was nice enough to hold it so you could see what it looked like. And you can't really see it up against Pete's black shirt, but it has one of those EOTech sights. So that was the first time I ever fired one of those as well. So first time I fired a bullpup 9mm Tavor and 9mm caliber, and the first time I used an EOTech sight at 25 yards, and a little suspense here, but I'm going to show you the target, show you what it looked like. How do you think I did? Well, when you're a YouTube shooting expert, you know, you just got to be on your game all the time. You have no excuses. Not familiar with the trigger, not familiar with the weapon, no excuse. And I have no excuse for this, because that gun shot perfectly.